Hello.
Hi.
How are you doing, Pam?
I'm doing well. How are you, Ethan?
Gosh, I'm doing great. Well, everybody, welcome to episode 11 of We Go Off. It's been a little while.
We kind of had a busy past few weeks.
Yeah, we did.
Kind of lost track of our postings, but we're going to do a double release just to finish it off the season. So we're here. And we're queer. And we're ready
for another beer. Because goddamn it, I'm already empty. But just reflecting on the past couple of weeks, I think we both were hanging out with family.
Yes.
You had some family that came into town. I know I went down south to visit some of my family.
Right.
And it was kind of crazy because, I think we've been pretty good up until this point when it comes to recordings. But, I think that's part of the reason, Pam had said as well, we're going to be doing a double release and then we're going to probably call this our first season for the year because we realize with the holidays coming up and everything, it's just going to get worse from here.
Yeah, the fact that we missed, the past 2 Saturdays kind of just showed that, like you said, the workload and the load that we have in terms of visiting other people and hanging out with family and friends, we want to put that as more of a priority than this podcast. As much as it's so much fun, I think it's good to take a break, especially after we've been doing this for 12 weeks. Isn't that crazy?
I cannot believe
12 weeks.
3 months of us doing this.
Yeah, that's
crazy.
Pretty spot on.
Yeah.
Good stuff. Family came into town. How was your hangout with your family?
It was great. So it was my cousin's birthday. So I had gone down there for the wedding the weekend before.
Right.
And then I knew that it was going to be one of my cousin's birthdays. So I went back down there. And it was just a really good hangout. I went to White Sands, if anybody knows what that is.
Oh, I love White Sands.
It's crazy. That sand is so fucking white. And
it kind of blows your mind.
It does. It really, really does. And so I just had a really good time with family and just really connecting with all of them even more. It just makes me so happy and excited for the future too. So
I love that. That's
and what
so
about
good.
you? Your brother came into town, right?
Yeah, well, so the first week I actually went to Denver to go see a concert, and that was really cool. Really nice. I always love Denver. It's beautiful up there.
Yeah.
And it was just the perfect time of year because the trees were changing. And so
gosh.
going downtown Denver with all the beautiful trees and they're all changing different colors. I just got that fall spirit. I'm it's fall.
Yes.
It's officially fall, everyone. And I'm so ready for the sweater weather.
I think you even brought that up a couple episodes ago.
Did.
You were so excited for sweater weather.
I just want to wear my sweaters. It was so annoying. But that was super fun. And then my brother and sister-in-law came into town this past weekend, and so we played some games with them. We, of course, we painted pumpkins. We played this game called Bunko. Very few of you have probably heard of it. It's this dice rolling game, but it's pretty fun. It's a family favorite for my family, so and that was good. And then of course, had to go to the McCall's Haunted Farm on Friday night. It's just been super fun, but definitely a lot of stuff that I had piled in for my past 2 weeks, and I'm where'd the time go?
Yeah, literally. I think I was kind of feeling that way too. And the day that we're recording this, it's actually October 30th. So,
yes.
This weekend alone, it's awesome because I got to see you a lot more this weekend than I think I have in a little while. But it was
same.
Really cool because Pam actually helped me craft my costume yesterday.
Yes, and it looked amazing.
Yeah.
I was just so amazed. I was you really put that thought you had.
Oh my gosh!
Into that costume, It looked awesome.
So, it was funny though because I was a do-it-yourself houseplant. So I was literally a houseplant.
Yeah.
But we had started with brunch yesterday, and I didn't know what I was gonna be. Really, I was all over the place. I went from Boots and from Dora the Explorer. All the way to Edna mode.
I forgot you were gonna be Boots.
Yeah,
and then you were
I started out.
How about Swiper?
Yeah, exactly. And I was I can make this work. I can do it. And
I had to give him a reality check.
Yeah.
I'm where's your bodysuit?
Yeah, exactly. You're gonna wear a bodysuit, and so it's funny because I had never done a real costume, right? Or what am I trying to say? Like
you
a
haven't made your own costume?
Well, I had all the years prior, but it was always like a sexy theme. Like, I was a Playboy bunny, or I was like a sexy angel.
So you weren't ever like just some random...
Like an actual like costume. Yeah. No, I've never actually done that, so...
Well, I'm glad you did. I think I don't know. As much as I love the sexy costumes, you gotta have one year where you're more funny, right?
Yeah, exactly. I had a lot of attention, like more attention than I think I've ever gotten in that costume. So it was really cool. But speaking of costumes as well, Pam actually made her own costume too. Do you want to tell them what you were?
Yeah, so my favorite character in the Mario universe is Toadette. I've always wanted to be Toadette. This is like one of those costumes I've had in my mind for like 5 years at least. Because I've always wanted to be her. But for some reason, you could buy like a Toad costume. And you can buy a Toadette. But the Toadette hat doesn't come with like her pigtails. And like that's Toadette to me. You have to have her pigtails if you're going to be Toadette. So I ended up, finding this Pinterest idea, so I made my own Toadette hat, and I think it turned out pretty well.
Yeah.
And yeah, I mean, everyone because I also went to a Halloween party last night, and they all loved it. They were just like, "You look really good. Like that hat looks awesome." And I was like, "Oh yay!" It's awesome. I think it's just so cool when you make something and then you have a lot of people like compliment you. You're like, "Okay, I did actually do a good job on this." I'm proud of myself.
Yeah, because sometimes you could get in your own head and you're like, "It doesn't look good."
I mean, that's exactly like the process you were going through when you made your costume was what I was going through when I was doing my hat. I was like, this is a disaster. This is a train wreck. It's not going to look anything like I want it to.
Yeah, you guys should have been there yesterday. It was rough. At a certain point, we get to Pam's apartment and we're trying to piece together my costume. And Pam looks at me and she's like, "You don't like arts and crafts, do you?" Because I just looked so devastated. I looked destroyed. I was like, what did I do? This is not gonna work.
He literally was like, "This is game over.
Game over, exactly.
I'm not gonna be able to make this costume." I could see your brain working and what other costume could I wear?
Literally, I was like, I could return all the stuff right now. I was like, I could go to Spirit and I'll just get one off the freaking shelf there.
Right.
But it was really cool. And you said that how was your party last night?
It was a lot of fun. It was I don't know, I always feel like at parties when you're having a good time, the time flies.
Yes.
And before I knew it, it was already 1 in the morning. And I'm like, oh my God, I have to drive home because...
No, that happened at one of the parties I was at too. So I had gotten to the party at probably 11:30, and then I swear I looked at my watch and it was 3:30 in the morning. I was like, what literally happened? I just got here 2 minutes ago, and
that's how it feels. It just kind of blows my mind because I got there at 8:40.
Yeah,
and I don't know where 5 hours went, but it was gone in 5 hours. It was already 1:30 in the morning. I'm like, oh dear.
Yeah, exactly.
I got to go home. I have my dog I got to get to.
Oh. See, and I applaud you that you have that obviously you have an animal, so you're taking care of it, because I always have wanted a dog, but then I've had to realize for myself if I did get an animal, then I would have to return. Last night I was able to stay the night at the hostess's house because I didn't have anything that I needed to attend to coming back home.
I mean, it's I don't know. I definitely, for me, I love having my little pup. He's such a joy to have in my family. But at the same time, you're right. The extra, responsibility sometimes is where you're oh, you got to get your head in the game. I don't know what you're doing. And so,
I applaud you, honestly.
I mean, but I think for me, it kind of helps out because, I definitely don't want to be, wasted, feeling super disgusting. So, having that point in the night where I mentally am okay, I need to stop drinking, drink some water, sober up, because I got to drive home so I can take my dog out for the night before we go to bed type of thing. That helps me out. So it's a good responsibility. But yeah, sometimes when you're in the heat of partying, you're I don't want to go home. I'm ready to just keep partying. Exactly. It's get your mind in the game.
Get your head in the game.
Get your head in the game. Exactly.
I don't know why I quote High School Musical so much. I don't think I've actually ever watched it.
You know what? I know. You told me this 2 months ago, and I was devastated. Devastated because I watched all of them multiple times. I could sing all of the songs. It's ridiculous. And I don't want to be rude, but I thought that was a must watch for a gay man. I'm sorry. Is that not?
Listen, okay. I can make it by, okay? I got my knowledge of the other queens, like Cher and stuff like that, okay?
Okay,
so
fair.
I make it up in other capacities, but yeah, the criteria of High School Musical, I don't know, just like my mom was never into musical stuff, so even like as little kids, like...
Musicals weren't your thing, huh?
Yeah, I guess not.
Okay.
And so I wish it would have been, but...
I mean, you'll have to watch it when you get the chance, but it still blows my mind.
Yeah.
Sure.
But it's crazy. Yeah, between that, then we voted yesterday, and like my birthday next week, we're like... Yeah, that's the most important part. Like,
vote. I mean, the birthday's the most important. But, voting is also pretty dang important, so go vote.
Yes, exactly. I mean, it's always funny. It's always a constant reminder with my birthday. Like, I've had election days on my birthday. I feel like more times than I actually haven't. Like, it's always on my birthday. Like, something is happening. Like, November 4th is always, like, thrown around. So, it's kind of crazy.
True.
Obama actually got elected on my birthday.
Look at you. No wonder you like politics.
Exactly. You know what's kind of funny? A little aside, and then we'll kind of get into the episode here. But funny enough, like I've looked at like a lot of the different like signs of like the presidents, and there's a lot of them that are Scorpios actually.
Really?
So like they're all born within like the November time frame as well. So
that's kind of cool.
Yeah,
I didn't know that.
So I'm like, maybe Scorpios are just good leaders. Is that what I'm hearing?
It must be a trait. Okay, Ethan, go off. I see you. God. So Ethan's gonna be the next president of the United States. All right.
Oh man, that just brings me back to another conversation we had. Oh, that was a deep dig over here.
Shout out to all my gifted teachers who kept telling us this when we were young.
That we were going to be the next president, CEO / like superheroes of the world.
I honestly should have been making millions by now.
That's what they told us. That's what they told us at school, and here we are recording this podcast
while we're drinking.
Welcome. Yeah. Shout out to my teachers. But
gotta love them.
Slight housekeeping real quick. Of course, the social media is We Go Off Podcast. This week, I think we're going to try to post like our costumes and stuff like that. I think it'd be really cool.
Yeah. We'll post our costumes. And then I also made Ethan and we have to finish our Choose Your Adventure stories. And we'll try to post on our story how we did, if we survived or if we died and what killed us.
Yes.
And then, of course, maybe while we're gone, since, these next 2 episodes are going to be our last ones, we might put a couple of bloopers that we've had
we definitely will have
onto our Instagram page. So keep in tune if you want to see like all the little fun bits and pieces. Definitely follow us on Instagram.
Yeah, exactly. So, you can always re-listen to episodes too, and you could do that on Spotify, Apple, Anchor, Google, and it's just where you could find us. So I think just throw on that headphone if you're ever feeling lonely and miss us, and we'll be right there. So
good point.
But reflecting on those haunted books and the infected books, like that was a really cool concept. I really enjoyed that, and I will say it was really nice to just kind of sit back and let you do the reading.
Oh, like I bet. Yeah, well, that's honestly like as soon as like you did yours and I was reading, I was like, man, that's a lot of reading. This poor guy.
Yeah.
But no, it was good stuff. Actually, didn't you say that the author liked your post?
Yeah.
And then he unliked it.
Unliked it, yeah. So I don't know. Like I texted Pam that day and I was like, I think we're gonna get sued. I was like, I was totally spiraling. Sure. I was like, oh my god.
I had to just keep reminding him that like we only did one like plot line out of the like hundreds that you could like go through in the book.
It's true, yeah.
So that's why they're definitely great books to like have, because each storyline you go is different. So it'd be really cool.
No, and all shout out for the author as well. Like it just really good writing. I really enjoyed it. It was like very sarcastic and very bantery. So
just like us, it just worked perfect.
For real. Well, like I said, I have my empty drink over here. What are we drinking right now, dear Pam?
Ethan already drank it. We don't have a lot. We're kind of going a little easy. But we have, last night we had parties. So, we're just trying to, what is it, the hair of the dog or something like that?
I think this was really like a necessity to just survive through the day.
Just to like calm our, hungover nerves. Yeah. But we're drinking, it's this like cucumber lime vodka mixed drink.
Yeah.
So it's like like the cucumber lime Gatorade.
Yeah.
I don't know how I feel about it. Definitely, like, I love cucumber, but for some reason, cucumber lime just adds a weird flavor that I'm like, I don't know if I like it or if I hate it.
I wish you would have seen her face, guys. Like, it was like so funny. She's like, this is great.
This
like,
is so good.
So good. Yeah. Well, you know, and the vodka we're using is not like, you know, the highest class. We got the Sam's Club Members Mark American vodka.
I mean, and I'm amazed. Ethan has finally finished the entire, like, 1.5 liter bottle.
Okay, I had a lot of help from other people. There was a lot of grimacing.
And also, this isn't in, like, you know, a week. This is, like, what, 6 months you've had this thing?
I've had this thing forever.
I think I went with you when you bought this vodka.
Yeah, you did.
We were at Sam's Club. Yeah, and you bought this vodka. So that was a while ago.
Oh, my God. So, yeah, it's been crazy. I want to hear what you've been jamming to, Pam, because I know that there is so much music that we have, like, been coming across.
Yeah, well, so this past week I had to go do my market rides. So I drive out to, like, the far corners of New Mexico to go visit my clients and stuff like that. So lots of music was listened to by me.
Yeah.
And so one of the songs, like, it's been a song that's, like, been out for a long time. I just haven't heard it. But it's called Sex on the Beach by Iggy Azalea.
Yes.
And I think what I really like about the song, like, the lyrics are pretty basic. There's, like, a little bit of rap, of course, in there. But the best part of the song is that beat, man.
Oh, yeah, that
I'm like,
beat
and
hits.
it's like, dun, 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 dun. I'm like, okay. And that was terrible. You gotta listen to the song because you'll know what I mean.
You know what's funny? So that is from her End of the Era album. And so literally, in quite literal fashion, she said this is the end of the era, like where she's gonna stop music. And literally, this was like probably the best album she's ever released.
Oh,
like, there's so many bangers. Like, from that album, like, I love, like, Emo Club Anthem.
Yes.
There's also I Am the Strip Club, which I think I have played so many times when we're drinking. And I'm like, yes, let's get it. Yeah.
Yeah, but I've just never heard of it. So that's a good song.
Yeah,
so definitely put it on your pop or pump up playlist.
Hell yeah.
What have you been listening to, Ethan?
Well, I've been kind of all over the place this month, like, in terms of music. So every month I actually create a new playlist for that month. So
and you add all the songs that
all the songs that I like, or that I kind of came across that, like, kind of like put a little earworm in my ear or whatever. So
that's cool.
This one I actually found last night, but it's kind of a remix of another song that had been released back in, like, 2020. So it's called Feel Something Different by B. Miller and Amine. Yes.
Yeah, right.
I really loved the original Feel Something. Like, that song, like, was really impactful for me and everything. And so when I heard Feel Something Different, like, it married that kind of, like, the sadness that is kind of, like, surrounded with the song with, like, actually, like, feeling something good and vibrant. So, like, it was, like, kind of like a talk back and forth between B. Miller and Amine. So they're kind of going back and forth. Like, she's going through her kind of like, I just want to feel. And then he's kind of, like, almost rebutting that with, like, wanting to feel something good. And so it's, like, kind of cool.
That's such a cool dynamic.
Yeah. So I definitely recommend it. It has, you know, obviously the beat of the original version, but it's also a lot more hyped up. And so I think it's a really good song, and I think everyone should try to listen to it. It'll give you a different perspective on that song for sure.
Agreed. We still have to create our We Go Off playlist. Because we've already, I guess at this point, we've had, what, like 24 songs? Or like 20
something
songs?
Like that. Yeah,
something.
20 songs, yeah.
We'll just start a playlist. Might as well.
We really
I'll do
should.
That. Yeah, we should. We'll do that later, and then we'll share it on our Instagram. But
that'd be great, yes.
Anyway, that's the end of housekeeping. I guess we should go into our Spooktober episode 11. This week, or I guess this episode, we're going to be talking about paranormal experiences and also that haunted mansion we went to in Vegas.
In Vegas,
the Zach Bagans one.
Yeah, so like we had alluded to that, I think, in one of our other episodes. I think it was our concert one because we're talking a little bit of the trip. So yeah, we're actually going to get into that. Like, there was actually some kind of crazy experiences that had come with that.
Definitely.
So I guess kind of opening up the main topic, I guess right out of the gates, like, do you believe in the paranormal?
Oh, I have, like, I don't know. I'm very much yes and no. Because I do believe in, like, spirits. And I would say I believe in ghosts. But the part where I get, like, I guess very confused or maybe like hesitant or suspicious about it
Yeah.
is like, you know, the exorcisms or like, you know, being possessed or even like poltergeist, things like that.
Gotcha.
These are all like themes that we've been like told or like you've seen in movies and stuff like that, but like it's not ever widely like, I don't know, you just don't see it.
Yeah.
Unless I guess you're in a very specific like Christian culture.
Yeah.
But that's just me. What about you? Do you believe in it?
Like, okay, I feel like I'm going to take the opposite side of that coin.
Okay.
Like, so for me, growing up in a very religious household, I was taught that, like, there was no such thing as ghosts and stuff like that.
Oh, okay.
But anything that was kind of spiritistic or whatever was the demons working.
Oh!
So the way that I've always interpreted it is, like, any of these, like, kind of paranormal experiences or stuff like that, it is just the demons.
And, like, they just think it's demons, not, like good spirits? Do
no,
they
like,
even have
no
concept?
good spirits. No, it's just...
Oh.
You know, in their mind, you know, I don't like the way this was phrased, but I guess it's probably the best explanation for how I kind of interpret it, because I think I do kind of carry this viewpoint still, but like they basically would say that the demons get off on like the fact that people like get so invested with like paranormal stuff and everything, like because it's like it's worship to them.
So it's almost
point.
like if you seek them out, you're the one that's going to get in trouble, type of thing.
Kind of, yeah. So
okay.
I guess for me, I've always chalked up any like paranormal experience or anything that it's maybe guised as like a little girl or like whatever the spirit is like interpreting, but it's really the demons just kind of puppeteering in the background. So
that's intriguing because I, on the other hand, you know, I know that there are, or I mean, I've been taught that there are evil spirits and demons, but I've also been taught that there are good spirits.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
And ghosts. Like, those are the things that, you know, for example, our loved ones that have passed on, like I was taught that, you know, they are still in your life and sometimes you can feel them or sense them in your house. Yeah. And like, you know, it's very much like, I've had a few stories like that, like not scary per se, but definitely more like powerful. Like, you know, you go for a walk or something, like with my grandma when she passed away. I remember going for a walk and I felt like she was right there next to me. Okay. Because that was something we did up until she died. Aww. We'd go on walks. So like for me, it's intriguing that from your perspective, no spirits are good. They're all bad. Yeah. So it's interesting to have like that difference.
Well, I guess I should probably also say, I mean, obviously like there is like good, like there is like the yin and yang of it. Like in terms of that, like the good spirits, like, you know, like even with God, like the Holy Spirit, like that's like the only kind of good spirits that are exactly like you know, and so I don't know, it's a very interesting thing that like not surprises me that I still take with me because like it was very ingrained in me, but it's also the thing that I think has made the most sense to me in terms of like being able to rationalize perhaps like the things that I've witnessed or have experienced myself. Right. So that's kind of like where I stand. And like when you were saying that thing about like the death, that was actually an interesting perspective because what I had always been taught is that when you die, it's just like returning to the ground. Like you just go to sleep basically. Oh, and you're just interesting. And you're just kept in God's memory. Like that's how he is going to bring you back, is that you don't feel any pain, you don't feel any happiness. Like you're just non-existent. You just cease to exist and you're in God's memory until, you know, Armageddon happens and then like he will bring you back on like a paradise earth. So that's what I was always taught. Yes.
So I was taught there's a paradise earth or like a perfect earth after like the resurrection of Jesus Christ, right? That's when the whole thing's going to shift and everyone that is worthy is able to return, you know, all that stuff. But no, definitely very much so. Like when we die, or I was taught that when we die, our spirits or our souls per se go up to the spirit world. Oh, interesting. Which is like a place up in heaven or near heaven. And that's where, you know, the spirits stay and like they're conversing until we have that moment of resurrection where like all these spirits can return to their bodies.
Okay, that's actually very interesting. I don't know if I've actually ever asked you that.
I mean, we'll definitely like next season we'll have to go more into like the religious side of these things because it's intriguing, but I think we're talking more paranormal experiences in a negative aspect or in a terrifying aspect. So I really haven't had much. Honestly, that museum or like that mansion we went to, the Zach Bagans one, that was probably the most powerful experience I've ever had with like paranormal things. Yeah.
Well, I think you should open it up like with that. So, I mean, when we went, it was kind of crazy. So this was actually my second time touring it.
Yeah.
The first time I was in Vegas, I had gone to this, and it was really cool. It was also freaking terrifying because, like, it was taught that, like, any kind of entity that you encounter is demonic work. So I was, like, fucking scared shitless.
You're like, I'm gonna be possessed at the end of this.
Yeah, exactly. You know what? I'm going to be... A demon is going to latch onto my soul, and it's going to take me for all I'm worth. You know, take me to the cleaners. But, yeah, so when we went, like, I think I had already kind of had a little bit of, like... Okay, like I was like kind of mentally prepared for it, but I want to hear like you for your first time, like how was it? Like
well, so like when we first got there, we I don't know, I had a lot to drink the night before in Vegas, so I was like extremely hungover that next day. So I don't know if that had to like do with it making me feel worse. Like it may have made me feel a bit worse, but as soon as like we walked onto like the grounds of the place, I instantly got like extremely anxious and queasy, and like not nauseous because that's what I normally get when I'm like hungover. It was like queasiness, like something I'm like prepared for the unknown type of thing, but really uneasy about it.
Well, so, and it doesn't help that you're hearing all these crazy stories because he's just piping like it's like he's piping all this shit. So like as you're standing in line waiting for your group to go into the museum, literally there's like him narrating. He's like, "This is the most haunted artifact within the museum," and then it's like showing like
within the world. Yeah.
This has killed like X amount of people. Like some people have passed out coming into this room and stuff like that.
There was very much the hype was unreal because we were like waiting in line for what, like 15, 20 minutes, and it's like the same video that's like 5 minutes long, but it plays on like repeat over over.
You have this like
instilled fear by that point when you go in.
Which maybe that was a great marketing tool, right? Like it definitely gets you that hype, like that kind of anxiety, like going into this.
I mean, I did notice like a lot of it was like how they perceived things or how they, like you said, marketed or placed things, because I felt like it was very bright and vibrant on the outside, but you still got that like uneasy feeling, probably because of the videos or whatever. But there was definitely, I felt like there were like evil spirits or like evil demonic things in this area. Like that was something. Like, I know there's a lot of people who are like, you know, skeptical about it, and they're like, no, that was just you were probably just hungover. No, that was a different feeling I had not ever experienced. Like, just that extreme, like, almost like fear, but like you're forcing yourself to go through it because it's like, I bought this ticket, it was $50. $50. Going in. But, and then of course going inside, the fact that like all of the windows were like closed, blackout curtains. It was just pitch black the entire like time, and that could have just been part of why it was also so creepy. But it was just it was so eerie. That's how I felt.
There's so many artifacts in here. You know, there's like anything from like serial killers items to literally like
they actually like haunted dolls.
The haunted dolls like that you always hear about. Or
it wasn't Annabelle, was it Polly? Is that what was her name?
Oh my god, what was her name? I think maybe it was Polly, something like that.
Yeah, well there's like the Polly doll, and they said that that's like what Annabelle is like, you know, referred to or like kind of related to, I guess.
Because the actual one, so Ed and Lorraine Warren, they're kind of like pioneers within like the paranormal world.
Right.
And they actually have the original Annabelle doll, and like wherever they were located, like somewhere on the west or east coast. So like it's over there. I think it's in Connecticut. But anyways, like there was other haunted dolls that like you've always like heard of, or like kind of like their stories, and like they're literally in this museum, and like there was like they would said like 100 rooms or something crazy. Like there was so many different rooms that like we went into, and so you know, of course it's like a guided tour, and we had to sign a waiver, right?
Yeah, you had to sign a waiver when you got in. Basically, like, you can't sue the museum if you experience any, like, terrifying or, like life-threatening situations. Yeah. And that was kind of like, oh god, why am I signing for life-threatening?
Dude, really?
Like, am I expecting one of these, like, serial killer knives to just, like, fall, like, come out of the wall at me?
Exactly.
Like, it was very much, you know, it was all those, like, horror movie things you've seen. You're expecting it. That's how I was. I was like, oh, something's gonna come at me. I'm gonna get possessed. You know, scary things like that.
Which room, like, really, like, impacted you? Or, like, which one, like, really stuck out in your mind?
Well, I would say there were, like, quite a few, actually. It's really hard, honestly, because, like, I remember the entire experience, but anytime I try to pinpoint something specifically, it kind of, like, mushes together. Probably because my feelings, like, how I felt was so strong throughout the whole experience. That's, like, the one thing I could really relate to, is, like, just that feeling. But I would say the one that was, like, really freaky for me was probably the one with that, like, box.
Oh, the divot box?
Yeah, the one that, like, that box is, like, killed people and stuff like that. And, of course, that video, they showed things like that.
Yes.
That was really creepy. And then I also thought, like, the serial killer room was also pretty creepy. Like, I do, you know, listen to true crime podcasts, things like that. And, like, it's intriguing to, like, hear about serial killers. But, like, seeing the actual items, like, that they've used to kill people was really, like, just made me sick to my stomach. Like, I don't know.
Well, literally, like, they have, like, some people's, like, letters that were, like, written in blood, like, from, like, their blood, or, like, just, like, okay, I hate to kind of say it, but, like, did you feel at all, like, when we're going through, like, especially, like, the serial killer rooms, that it was, like, kind of, like, disrespectful to, like, the victims?
100%. Because it's, like, basically a room just, like, glorifying these serial killers. And, like, I guess I would have preferred, for example, if, like, they had, like, a victim list on, like, who they killed, and, like, you know, maybe the year they killed them or something.
Maybe their stories maybe a little bit
I mean,
more,
I would have liked like, a victim room where you, like, hear their stories and, like, you know, or just even their names. Like, their names are powerful. And that's something that I like about, like, Crime Junkie, is, like, most of their episodes are titled after the victim. So, like, the victim gets the awareness, like, gets their story told.
Yeah.
And that's how they caught the killer type of thing, but it's never, ever, like, glorifying. So that's why you're right. This room was very glorifying. I think the creepiest item for me in that room, for sure, was that ice pick.
Oh, yeah.
That was actually used to kill people. It's
that was
in
Ted
this
Bundy's,
room.
right?
Yeah, Ted Bundy's ice pick. And I was like, oh my god. Like, why? Why?
Literally,
why would you have this here? Like, there's so much bad energy associated with that. Why would you do that?
And, I mean, if there is, like, any like, you know, I'm not saying that my way of thinking is right or anything like that.
Right.
So, I mean, if there is, like, any paranormal energy, I really feel like some of these freaking spirits are probably pissed off that, like, their stuff is, like, basically uprooted and just, like, put on display for millions to see every year. Like, what the hell?
I mean, it's definitely a money grab, but there's definitely...
There's energy in there.
Energy and evidence that definitely supports the fact that these are items that are cursed or, like you said, contain bad energy. But
oh my gosh,
that was just super spooky. Just the whole experience, honestly, was just super creepy. And then the fact that, like, the house we were in was a house where people were sacrificed in the basement when there was, like, a devil cult or something like that. I'm like, this is just a bad juju, man.
No, there was a lot of, like, energy, and, like, it would, like, you go into one room and, like, for instance, it was, like, Natalie Wood, who had, like, passed away, supposedly murdered by her husband, like, like, you like, go into a room like that, and then, like, the next room is, like, completely different. Like, it's just, there's, like, so many different variances. Like, some of them were kind of, like, on a lighter, happier note, and then you go into the next room and they're like, this is Dr. Death's bus or something like that, and you're like, oh my god,
people actually died in.
And I don't know, it's just, it's kind of crazy. The room that kind of got me is actually that one where we had to say hi to the doll. So let me give the people a little bit of preface here. So before you go into this room, they have everybody stand out, and they give you a little blurb that, like, people have, like, tried to disrespect the doll and stuff like that. And when they have done that, like they've gotten into car accidents and stuff like that. So they say when we go into the room to not make eye contact with the doll, but you have to say hi to the doll and you have to say goodbye to the doll as you're going through the room. And so, of course, who's fucking leading the crowd? Like, and this happened to me both times. For some reason, I'm the first one who has to go into this fucking room. And I'm like freaking terrified because like with all the other items, they're like, yeah, this is cursed, but like they kind of give an explanation. But it was because I was so afraid that I was going to mess up, like saying or disrespect the doll in some way. And then like I was going to freaking die. So like here I'm going through and I'm like, whatever her name is, like, hi, Anna. And then like, bye, Anna.
Yeah.
Like, and I'm just like, oh my God, I'm going to die. Like, and I have to be the one to like set the tone for everyone else. So I'm like,
you're like, should I be loud? Should I be like peaceful,
exactly.
respectful?
Like take
what
a
do
little
I do?
curtsy in front of her. Like, what do I do? Yeah, exactly.
Hey, Anna, how's it going?
Yeah, for real. So I forget what the doll's name was, but yeah, it was like that for me, I think was like probably the time I was like one of the most spooked in that place because I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm going to die.
That one was spooky. And then I also think that like severed head of like that wizard or that witch from like, did you remember that room?
Yeah.
Where like, you know, it's his severed head and like basically they gave us another blurb and they're like, you can't say anything in this room. Like if you talk, he will curse you. And it was like, you're telling me this
that
now?
One was so intense,
and so you just like walk in and it's like, you know, it's surrounded by like a bunch of stuff, like the head, but it's just so creepy. So you're just like, I don't know. I deal with these things by, you know, making jokes. And you couldn't make jokes about any of the stuff, and that's also could have been why I was like so uncomfortable. Like, if I make a joke about this, you know, this demon is gonna like come and get me because like that's not cool.
No, it's crazy because I think we both like handle like scary experiences or just like traumatic experiences with humor, and
for
like,
sure.
I was like afraid to even think like a funny thought in this place, like
honestly, and so that's also was just like so creepy. And then
I think if anything, like if we would turn our anger, or not anger, but like whatever, like our fear and everything towards like Zach Baggins, because like this guy, I will be honest, is like completely like an over embellisher.
Oh, for sure.
So the way that he like talks about these things or whatever, he's like, as you can see by this exclusive footage, I was the ghost tried to take my head off, and then you look and it's like literally like a little like stuffed animal like falls off of like a shelf or something like that,
like right by his shoulder, and he's like, oh my gosh, I could have died.
This is the time I was most feared in my life. And like there was a part where like with the divot box, which is like a really cursed object. I think they said it's like the most cursed object in the museum.
Yeah, like if you open it, it's going to like unleash wrath or something.
But the part that really got me is he's like, me and my pal Post
Malone.
We're in this room one day, and like I was like, oh my God,
it was such like an advertisement slip in there, but it just made me laugh because like
the humble brag for sure.
Oh, for sure. But like that Post Malone, you know, he's all like joking. They're both joking. You can tell in this video.
Yeah.
And then, you know, something eerie happens, like the box opens or moves, and they're like, oh, they run out.
He's like, Post Malone saved my life, and like it's him like grabbing him like gently by the hand and like leading him out of the room.
Well,
I'm like,
was it because he like got like, you know, just couldn't stop staring at the box?
Yeah, something happened. Like he like took a step back. It wasn't like anything crazy.
No, it was so
just it's so funny because like the confidence that this man has, like I have to give him that. Like it's crazy, but like when he's like telling like one of the stories, like because he's like narrating what happened, and then he's like, "Here's the footage to show you," and like you see it, you're like,
really?
"Wait, what?" Like, yeah. The door like creaks open, like the wind could have blown it, but
it could have been a string that we didn't even see.
Yeah,
like,
literally
pushing the door.
Yeah, little do we know, like Zach Baggins is behind the door, like kind of like slowly pushing it with a stick. He's like, "That's the footage. There we go. We got it." You know.
That's kind of how I feel, but it's.
I mean,
it was funny. See, that was true. Whenever we saw those videos, it kind of lightened the mood.
I think it would. Yeah, I'd be like, I was like, I could do this. You know.
Yeah, like, oh, I'm not too.
I'm like, have you ever thought about doing stand up? Because like, you're so funny. No, it's so bad. But
no, I mean,
get your coin, do whatever. But it was just like, while it was like a very spooky experience, like, I think if anything, it kind of like made me have a realization that like, everything is not as it seems, like maybe it while it was scary, I don't think like I was that spooked that something was going to happen until after we left the museum. Because a little bit like after this story, I had gone like literally from like hot ass Nevada, and then I went snowboarding up north in Taos. Like literally, I got back, and that day like I went up to Taos.
Oh, I remember that. Yeah.
So it was kind of crazy. So this all relates, I swear. So like as I'm there, like we have like a day of like snowboarding, like hanging out with our friends that we have up there, and we get back to this little tiny house like that is like kind of outside of the village of Taos. And when we're there, like I had like been so exhausted, we had been drinking, like we were like wind burned, like everything. So I remember distinctly like passing out at like 10 o'clock at night, like, which is very rare for me.
Yeah, that's early.
So as we're there, I like fell asleep, and like I very like it felt so fucking real. Like it was kind of scary. Like it's giving me like chills right now. But I remember, so my friend, she is sleeping here on the side of the bed. There's a body pillow between us, and then I'm on the other side. And so for some reason, I like felt like this very hyper realistic dream that I like wake up and like I start like brushing my friend's hair, but like it wasn't my friend that I thought it was. I thought it was Becky, my friend, right? So that's what I thought it was. So I wasn't even like touching, but like I was touching, and then like as I was touching, like the hair like receded to like almost like a short like kind of like stubble. And like I remember saying like Becky, and this person who like had transformed into a man, like kind of like has like I can't even like a sunken features, like kind of very spooky looking. He like gets up and is like, "Who's Becky?" in the dream. And then I wake up and I'm like in the exact same position that I was in like before. But what I didn't know is friend Becky, she was at home at the time, and the next day like she calls me and she's like, "I had a really crazy night terror dream last night," and she said it was like right around like the 10 o'clock mark when it happened to me.
My God.
So this was like literally 2 days after we had gone to the Zach Bagans museum, and we both have this like super intense dream of like both of us like being in a super scary situation. Right. So like for me, I was like, what the fuck is happening? I'm like, what did we bring home? I'm like, who disrespected one of these rooms? And like, what juju did we bring home?
That was you and Becky, man. I had nothing.
No. And she had like got these weird like kind of like, I wish she was here to tell it, but like she has like these like kind of like weird vein things that happen. Like it almost looked like if you've seen like a victim who got like struck by lightning or whatever, like this weird like rash kind of developed on the side of her arm after we left the museum, and it kind of looked like scratch marks.
Oh my God.
So like I don't know what the fuck happened, like what we potentially brought in, but like that was the only experience that we had with it. Like we were never like harassed or bothered again, but it was very weird, the coincidence.
And then the fact it was the same night around the same time, you both had like a similar experience.
Yeah.
Oh, that is spooky.
Yeah, and the fact that mine like involved her directly.
That is crazy.
I'm like, what the fuck did we bring home? So.
Oh man, yeah. See,
well, and we were all like in vulnerable. I'm kind of thinking about it, like we were all in like kind of vulnerable states that weekend, right?
Yeah.
Like we had said in the episode, each of us kind of had our breakdown moment during this trip.
Yes.
I was very fresh out of a breakup. Becky was going through some stuff. You were too, and so was our other friend.
Yeah,
so everybody was
going through it.
And like we were in a very vulnerable state of mind. And I think like especially like with demonic forces, like I was always taught like it preys on the vulnerably minded. Like,
well, that's the Conjuring says. It's true. They go after the most vulnerable to take you over.
We were in a very vulnerable state.
Oh,
so
man.
I'm like, I don't know, just. Like I said, I don't believe in it, but like also like it was just a very, very weird situation.
Yeah, that is creepy. I mean, I don't know. I haven't had much except for like that museum. I mean, the only other one I could think of was it was when I was like 12. I was like home alone because my family was out, but like everything was locked. I was inside just like watching my own movie and stuff. but I very like vividly like heard like a chorus of like almost like cackles, like witch cackles, and like it almost felt like it was like outside but almost inside as well. It was really weird, and I was just like, 12-year-old by myself, I'm like, what the heck is that? And so like I get my mom had these like telescope lenses, and so I got her lenses, and I'm like at the window like looking around like trying to find what it was, and I didn't see anything. And so then when I went and sat back down, it was fainter, but there was another like chorus of cackles, and it was just like, I'm not going to even think twice about it. I'm just going to, put it out of my mind. And yeah, it didn't happen again after that. But like, it was just so weird because like I didn't see anything outside. Yeah. On any of the streets, like in my backyard, my front yard, there was nothing. But it was like pretty loud that first time.
That's so scary.
So like, yeah, that was like the creepiest thing I think I've had. Like, but that was a while ago. Dang. Ever since then, I haven't had anything like of that caliber.
Well, that's so crazy, right? So like I've had like some instances when I was a little kid, and like I can get into those in a minute, but like there's like an instance that really like kind of like sticks out in my mind. So like it was like 4 years ago. I was living in that home where I was living with like 4 other people, so it was like 5 people were living there. Yeah. But I was one of the first people to move in, and so it was like the building that we're in, like there's like 2 houses. It's a duplex, right? So there's one side, and then there was our side where the 5 of us were living. But on the other side of the duplex, nobody had moved in. Okay. Right? So there was a night where I was in the house alone. I had the doors dead bolted, and like it was like silent, like whatever. And I remember distinctly that like I could hear running up and down the stairs. Like it sounded like somebody was like do 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 do.
And this is in the duplex that no one lives in.
Nobody is on the other side of the duplex. And so like there was like really weird experiences. So like there was a time where one of my other roommates, she was in the house, and there was like a lot here now. I'm like unpacking it, but so the doors were locked, like the deadbolts, like locked. She said she didn't lock either of the.
So it did it by itself,
and you can't lock it from the outside. So literally, like the locks were locked on the house, and she asked, she was like, none of you guys were home, right? Like, she's like, I don't know how this would happen, because like you literally can't do it from the outside. You have to do it internally.
Makes sense.
So like that was like a really crazy experience. And then I remember, so me and my boyfriend at the time, we were in my room one day, and so the way that the rooms were set up, my entryway faced the other roommate's entryway, like they kind of like mirrored each other, right? So you could see through. And so I remember me and him were like talking, whatever, and we hear something that sounds like a thud across the way. And so my roommate, she had it like this, she had this like kind of like string art thing that she had made with the letter of her name on it. And it was like a K, not that it matters, but like it was like something that she had hung up in her room, right?
Right.
And it was on the back wall, like somewhere that it would not logistically end up where it was. So I remember we hear like a thud, and we're like, that's really weird. And we look at the entryway of the door, and oh my god, like I'm getting like, I know really
your goosebumps are really showing now.
I remember looking at the entryway of the door, and this string art sign is literally standing up in like the entryway of the door, like in a place where like someone would most likely have to move it from the wall to the front of the entryway.
Oh
and
my
it's just
god!
Standing up.
And this is like a hung piece of art.
A hung piece of art.
And it's standing straight up.
It's on the floor. It's on the floor, and it's standing.
Oh, that is scary, because that normally would fall. God. Like that wouldn't just stand straight up.
And so when I heard a thud, that's why we both like looked over towards the other entryway, because we were like, "What the fuck? What happened?" And then when we see it's in the entryway and it's standing up, I almost lost it. Like literally, that's probably like one of the like most intense experiences I've had with it.
Oh my goodness.
So after this happened, we ended up saging the entire
good
like multiple times. We did it multiple times.
You needed to.
But like the house reeked of sage. Like literally we went so intently, I think we almost burned like this entire like thing, like just going through. And we never had another experience after that. But what was kind of weird, and I don't know if it had anything to do with it, but right outside of the door, like kind of in the entryway that connects both duplexes, there was like a charcoal cross that had been kind of like inscribed on the wall. Like somebody took like a piece of charcoal and like had put a cross there. And that was there when we first moved in. And so part of me thinks that maybe somebody else was having experiences and like possible. And tried to like get rid of it with whatever means. Cause like, I don't know. So that was like so strange for me. Like, oh my God, like I don't know, Pam. Like there is moments where I'm like, there's no way this could ever happen. But then there's been other moments where something like what happened when I was living there did. And it was just really mind blowing.
Oh, that is mind blowing. I'm like spooked for you. I'm getting chills. And I'm like, I didn't even live in that place.
And I had like I did have like some bouts of like sleep paralysis. Have you ever experienced that?
No, I have never experienced sleep paralysis, but I had my younger sister experienced it really bad once for like a week. She had the same like nightmare dream, but this like creature kept like getting closer and closer to her, no matter like how far she could run away. And as soon as she like would jump into bed with me, it would go away. So maybe I have good vibes. I don't know.
You gave me freaking chills.
I deter spirits.
Oh my God.
And my husband has had sleep paralysis, and I've had to wake him up from that a few times too.
Yeah. I remember, so like I used to get it as like a little kid, and like some of the experiences were just really, really weird. So like I remember there was this time where like it felt like somebody had grabbed my feet like and yanked me, and when I woke up I was on the other side of the bed. So I had like an instance like that. I remember there was like this really weird time where like it was like a hyper realistic dream, and I remember like looking at the TV because I was like in bed and I could see my TV. The TV light was on, but I remember trying to move my body and literally I could not move. Like it felt like you're like chained to like the nth degree. Like literally like I was trying with all my might just to even lift my hands. I couldn't do it. And like this like kind of like rodent thing that looked like a pack rat like was like climbing on me and got closer and closer and closer. And then somebody started to like push down on me. Like it felt like somebody was like pushing down on me. And so like as a kid I was always taught that like demons like they hate God's name, like it gives them chills, like they retreat. And so I remember just like in my bed, because the name of the Christian God is Jehovah, and so I remember just like saying that on repeat. I was like, Jehovah, 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 like please save me, like like it was just so scary and like
just terrifying.
When I started doing that, like it did stop. So like even if it was like something subconscious and like my brain was like the thing that created the sleep paralysis, it was just like in that moment like the consolation of like knowing that like there was a protection there or something that I could iterate that could save me in this kind of moment was kind of crazy. So yeah, like sleep paralysis, I've experienced it so often in my life. It's kind of crazy. But
that's so scary. Honestly, sleep paralysis, when I think of it, I don't know if you've seen it, but the haunted house on the hill
or something like that. Yeah,
it's that series on Netflix. But spoiler alert, but there's a point where like the little girl gets like has sleep paralysis, and there's like it's called the bent neck lady. She's like hanging over her, and you see it from the little girl's perspective, and it's the creepiest thing I've ever seen. I'm just like, I don't know what I would do if I got sleep paralysis, because like I probably would panic. I'm a panicker. I'd be like, nope, I'm leaving. I'm not doing this. Get me out of this dream. I will try to find my way out. Like,
oh my God.
This is so scary.
I know, it's so scary, but it's always so crazy. I don't know if you were ever taught this, like, growing up in religion, but I was told that talking about these kind of stories and stuff like that, it also, like, gives, like, demons pleasure, because you're, like, you're bringing up, like, they're almost, like, achievements, and they're like, yeah. So I was always told to never talk about these experiences if you've never had them, so, like...
That's interesting. Yeah. I mean, I'm very much, like, express it and share your fears with others, because that is terrifying by yourself. But, I mean, those are really scary experiences. You got me beat, because I don't got much, but...
I don't know. I'm like...
that is
Am I marked? Is this what is happening?
I don't know, Ethan. Maybe you're just a strong child of Jehovah, and now they're after you. That's so dramatic. But... I think we should probably end that portion. That was some good stuff.
It was, yeah.
I hope you all enjoyed those scary experiences. And we'd love to hear more about your guys' experiences. If you want to chat us on our Instagram. Both Ethan and I have access, so depending, you might get Ethan or you might get me.
Exactly, it's a roll of the dice.
Exactly,
really. Yeah.
But it's awesome to hear. We love seeing you guys give us feedback, and so thank you all for listening. But I guess, what is your episode takeaway for today, Ethan?
Be nice. Be nice to the demons.
Be nice to demons.
Say hi to Anna more often. Write her a letter. Make sure that she feels happy and content, because she might just attack you and give you a night terror. What about you?
I learned that if you're going to go to a haunted museum, don't be vulnerable, because then you're going to pull a Pam and just like completely lose your mind, because you're just like so uncomfortable.
After was that the night that you lost it?
That was the night I
lost it.
Yeah,
wow, I didn't even put that together.
Yeah, no, literally that day was just rough. Like, it was awesome. Like, it's weird. I had a weird mix with that day, because it was like super intriguing and cool, because I was experiencing a lot of new things all at once. But it was definitely, I think, because of how much like emotion and like pure, almost I felt like anger and hatred I felt in that place. That had a factor to play in like how I felt later on throughout that night. It was just, I felt really weird. So yeah,
it put you in a weird headspace for sure.
Yeah, for sure. But yeah, don't be vulnerable if you're going to this place. You gotta go in with firm ground and know who you are and know everything will be okay. So,
oh my god,
that's what I learned.
Wow, I think we killed that. Yeah,
killed it.
Well, I am gonna ask you what's been kind of like on your mind, like what has been harassing you besides demons and
well, I guess you could call this a demon. But periods. Periods or demons.
I said period, like, you know,
periods. Yeah, maybe TMI, but I'm on my period, everyone. Hey-o, fun time. And it just, I guess I've always been so annoyed with like the fact that like women have periods. Yeah. Because it's like something we're gonna have up until you have menopause, which is like late 40s, early 50s for like some women. So it's like never ending.
That's horrible.
And you have it like once a month. Of course, it depends and varies person to person. But like, what makes me so upset is like I've thought about it, and I'm like, why would women have to have periods to determine that they're not pregnant? Wouldn't it be easier to have periods and that makes you known that you're pregnant? Like, why can't it be the reverse?
Yeah.
I guess that's what I want, is the reverse, because, you know, I'll have a period for, 9 months while I'm pregnant, and then no period after that. That'd be great. And I think it'd be, like, way more, it would alert a lot more women if it was opposite, that, you get your period or you see bleeding, that means you're pregnant. Literally. You should get checked out instead of it being the opposite. And that's also what's annoying, too, is, like, even if, you get a slight period, you could still be pregnant. Like, it doesn't matter. You could still bleed throughout your pregnancy, too.
That's crazy.
Oh, I know. Like, it's not normal, of course, for a lot of bleeding. It's very light, like light pink or whatever. But still, like, the fact that you have to wear a pad, wear tampons, do whatever the heck you need to, like, keep yourself all squared away. It's just...
It's honestly so messed up. Like, and I think, like, obviously, like, I haven't had to have one, so, like, I really have no jurisdiction in this. But I will say, like, if men went through this shit, like, we couldn't handle it nearly as strong as the women do. Like, we'd fucking fall apart. Like, literally, they would, like, you would have to take, like, a mandatory, like, week off. Like, they would, like, you would have to be catered to. They'd be like, babe, like...
I bet.
No, it's horrible. Like, men... And that's why it, like, so frustrates me that, like, men think, like, they are the shit. Because, like, they have never had to experience this once. And it's horrible.
Like, have you heard of the Try Guys?
In the news, I've heard of them. But I've never actually,
well, one of the Try Guys cheated on his wife.
Oh, that's not what it was?
That's the news that's recently happened. But about 4 years ago, they did this episode, and it was like them experiencing period pains. And it's one of those like electrical stimulation things where like they put the patches like around your private parts, and they stimulate, like they put it at an electrical current how much a period pain is, like equivalent of that. And it was just so funny to see these guys because they're like, all right, the cramp is coming coming, and they get like one of those cramps, you know, they get on the period, and they're like, "Wah!" like screaming, writhing in pain, and like the lady who's doing it, she's like, "That was just the first setting." And they're all like, "You're telling me this now?" And
oh
like,
my god,
it was kind of cute because then after the fact, like you said, all the guys like went to their wives and were like, "You're so strong, baby."
Yeah, like, literally.
I don't know.
I think you guys deserve, like, you should have like a week off, like, for it. Like, you guys should be catered to. Like, you should have to go to like a retreated spa where you get taken care of. Like,
if only. But like, I don't know. I guess. What I would like is just more understanding. Mm-hmm. That's the biggest thing I'd want. And that's why I'm like, maybe in like sex ed, we should have the guys do that stimulation so they can experience it and realize, like, you know, yes, girls have a reason to be like, you know, a little angry and like meh during their period because, yeah, it's not fun. You're just not having a joyous time. I won't say. Definitely, you know, 0 out of 10. Don't recommend.
0 out of 10. Yeah. What sick trope is being played on half of this population? I swear,
but
it's horrible.
That's my rant. What's your rant, Ethan?
Well, you know, as you guys know, your boy, he's single over here, right?
Heyo.
Sometimes I feel like it's not by choice, like it's just kind of the circumstance of it, and so I want to talk about dating culture.
Oh man.
And so I think what kind of really frustrates me about this, right, is like, I get it. We're all kind of looking for our Prince Charming.
Right.
You know, it's really like everybody kind of wants like the best in their partner. And like, I think a lot of people think they deserve the best, and that's totally within their wheelhouse and like everything. But I think what really frustrates me is that so many people, and I think we've talked about this before, like so many people want to be in an open relationship, right?
Yeah.
And for me, like, I am just like very monogamous, and there is nothing wrong with if you want to be in an open relationship. I think more power to you, but me just knowing what I want, like, I know that emotionally I could not handle being in an open relationship. Right. And so it's really hard when you're dating someone because you get really excited that you're like wanting to be with them. Yeah. And, you know, maybe emotionally they want to be with you, but they want to have extracurricular activities in terms of like sex and stuff like that. Mm-hmm. And I think for me, I just get frustrated because like I almost wish when you're dating someone, you would just get like a resume, right? Like,
give me your resume.
I'm like, I need your dating resume. Like, what's your experience? Like, how did you handle this type of situation?
Or like, what are your pet peeves?
What are your pet peeves? Yeah. What is like your favorite movies?
What's your typical Saturday night?
Exactly. Yeah. What's your typical Saturday night? Like, I need like this freaking questionnaire. Like, we will do this like an interview. You know, like we will sit down.
I kind of love it. I'm not gonna lie.
I really think this is how it needs to be structured.
Create a new dating app, but now we have resumes.
Like, honestly, you should be able to like have like a background check on these people, right? Like,
there are some people that do need background checks. Like,
and like I need like 3 points of contact. Like, I need 3 people that I can contact to get some information about like how did they handle this situation? Are they credible? What?
That is so
like literally,
funny.
I can't like handle it because it's just like I feel like I keep getting blindsided because like I feel like I find something that is like kind of exciting or something that I want to explore, and this is just like over my whole dating career. We're not talking about anything specific.
Yeah.
But there's been so many times in my life where like I get really excited for something, and then like just where we're at in our lives, like it doesn't align, and a lot of the times it happens to be kind of like the open relationship thing. And you know, I thought it was just the gay community that was like getting really open.
No, it's
I think you were actually maybe the one that was telling me that a lot of the straight people also like everybody's just getting into open relationships.
Yeah,
which is fine, but it's just not me.
I think the difficulty, you and I both are very similar in the fact that we were raised religious, and in religion there's no such thing as open relationships. Mm-hmm. It's very much monogamous, and if you know you cheat on your spouse or whatever, or your significant other, you know, that's a sin. So like that for us, I think is why we're so monogamous to a fault. Yes. Because it's like, I was taught that if I, you know, did this and like, you know, dated this guy, but then I also like dated this guy, I'd be cheating, you know? And so it's like, I get what you're saying, but yeah, open relationship seems to be more of the fab or something. I don't know.
Well, and hear me out, right? Like, so It's not like I'm closed-minded over here, and like
well, no.
I literally have tried an open relationship before, and it didn't work for me.
Right.
Like it just didn't work. Like, you know, as much as I try to be the cool boyfriend or whatever, what I was really doing was putting a Band-Aid over a bullet wound.
Right.
Like it just was not working, and I know that like in my heart, like as much as I would love to be that person who could feel secure and handle an open relationship, I'm just not there. Maybe will that change in the future? Potentially, but like I just know I'm not there, and it's just something that like has been really ruminating on my mind recently. So
yeah, no, I mean, and that's just dating culture nowadays. It's a very, very different, like almost like platform or different like lifestyle now than it used to be. Like even like just 10 years ago, it was so different than it is now. Real. So I think with the, you know, influx in technology, it's that much easier to meet more and more people.
That's fair.
So I think that's why maybe the more open aspect of it has like gained more traction. And there's honestly a lot of like research out there that shows that, you know, open relationships can be more healthy depending on your personality type. So it like very much just depends person to person, and I'm with you. I'm like not at all like faulting or saying either one is wrong. Like they're both perfectly acceptable ways.
They're both acceptable, and I kind of like am jealous because I feel like I wish I was more open, you know?
Yeah, no, I get it.
Make things a little bit easier, but
yeah, I mean, you can do all you want, but yeah, there's no foul in wanting to be with someone, just you and them. But it's definitely more difficult today trying to find a person that's willing to do that.
Well, thank you for validating me. I appreciate
that. Of course. I'm just saying, like, it's an actual, like, it's a good point of topic. I would love to talk more about dating culture. I would honestly
like to probably have, like, an episode about this. I really think we should.
That's a good idea. Definitely for next season.
For sure, yeah. But kind of closing it out, you know, thank you guys so much for listening today. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I mean, those were some spooky things. Like, kind of reliving that trauma was a lot. I was going to say, you should have
been here. This is goosebumps were so big. They're mountains, straight up.
But you could definitely follow us on social media. You can leave a like and review on whatever platform you listen to. Yes. Really does help out a lot. And we will have to just see you next week.
Or next episode.
Next episode for our final episode of the season. When we go off.